Hello and welcome back to the old school Ironman. And this episode is going to be a bit of a special episode. Not only is it the 50th, maybe it's the 51st video that I've released on old school. Crazy to think about. But also, it's going to be the episode where I focus on Desert Treasure, which is coming out in a couple days here. Now, I have all the requirements from just basically playing the game, getting Questcape, getting pretty close to Max Cape, but the only thing I don't have is His Faithful Servants, which is a mini quest that was released a couple weeks ago, and I was just too lazy to do. And essentially, it's just doing a barrels run, and I can start this by talking to the strange old man. And since I've came back here, I have the Gommel's Hilt 4. And once you have the Gommel's Hilt 2, you're able to equip it here in your offhand slot, and it's going to block the prayer drain from Barrows. So you see the timer went down to 0 there, and I didn't lose any prayer. So I think with that, I'd be able to do no prayer runs, but I did bring some prayer pots just in case. Well, that is a name. That is a name. And one barrels just later, we picked up the strange icon. All we need to do, and then bring it back to the dude, and the mini quest is over. One of those things where you just start it before your first barrows kill, and then by the time you're done a barrows kill, you have the mini quest done, and you can turn into the strange old man here and pick up some very juicy experience. We have the crypt map. So what that does is I'm not going to do another chest to find the grip, but normally the mini map's blanked out, so it makes the mini map not blanked out. So I guess it's nice for traveling around. And there's also a dusty lamp to get 20,000 prayer experience. Won't give me level, but brings me that much closer to 90 prayer and a base 90 stats. It's currently the Sunday night before Desert Treasure 2 release. Still a couple more days until July 26th. And that gives me a couple days to prepare all the potions, the food, all the sort of stuff I'm going to need to kill the bosses, because my main goal is to camp out Virtus right after completing the quest, and then from there I can go back to Toa, I can go back to other raids, and I'll have Virtus in tow. And the first thing I'm going to work on is the ammo. I mined up 30,000 amethyst arrow tips and about 13,000 amethyst dart tips last episode, and I also got 130,000 arrow shafts from just AFKing redwoods once forestry came out. So I'm basically all ready. I just gotta turn all these feathers into headless arrows and then make the darts. And maybe we'll get a fletching level or two. One level down and almost for the arrows. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to 94 fletching here, but nice to get a level. Every level is one more closer to max. Couple hours later, the darts are made, the arrows are made, and I'm not going to have any ammo issues for quite a while. In fact, I already had a lot of arrows in the bank, so I don't think I need to do that, but I'm over 50,000 amethyst arrows now. That is a lot. I'll probably stick to making darts pretty much full-time now with all the amethyst I mine. And do I have a full blowpipe? Yes, I have a full blowpipe, and I have 300 darts left over. A full blowpipe is going to last so long. It's mostly a tech switch. I think the place where I use the most darts right now is Tombs. But I don't think Desert Treasure is going to use blowpipe as a camp weapon, but it might be a tech switch or a spec weapon for one of the bosses. One thing I can work on to help me out in advance of Desert Treasure 2 is my prayer skill. It's the only skill that's not level 90, and I believe with the bones I have and the ensouled heads I have, that I have approximately level 92 banked. I guess it'll depend on how many bones I save and how often I die at the Wildy Altar. But my goal is going to be to see how high we can get over these next couple days. Normally it takes so long to kill yourself with the Wine of Zamis, so I brought along the Locator Orb to drop me down to 1 HP, and then once I'm 1 HP I can just click the wine once, and I can get back to my life much quicker. The only downside is that the locator orb is always lost on death unless it's one of your 4 items that you're protecting. So I have to have 0 bones in the inventory. I can only have 3 other items. Otherwise, I'm going to be down a locator orb. I still have 20 in the bank, so hopefully that'll last me through these bones. Level 90 prayer. That is a couple big milestones. I'm now up to combat level 125, and that should also be every skill at least level 90. I haven't died to a PKer yet. Well, I've died to a PKer one time, and I lost my wieldy boss 50k fee, but I haven't lost a bone yet. So that is a good sign going forward, seeing as I've almost already gone through 1,000 Dragon Bones. And I'm doing this at relatively peak times. I'm doing it after work on a weekday. It's like 7 p.m. Eastern. If PKers are going to be on, this is probably the time that they're going to be on. 91 prayer. One more level to go, 600k experience. I think I'm going to make it. I think it's going to be close, but as long as I don't lose too many of these Hydra Bones to PKers, I think I'm going to make it. Alright, that's the last bone used up. I only lost 8 Hydra Bones over the course of the entire thing here. I think I got PK'd 5 times, and this was the one time where I actually had bones in my inventory. Lost 36.7k, which with the current price of Hydra Bones, I think it's 8 or 9 bones. I wasn't paying too much attention on what I lost, but experience-wise, I'm 233k experience away from level 92, and I think that should be enough to get to 92 with the ensouled heads I have in the bank here. But I'm not going to spoil myself. I'm going to leave it a surprise as to whether I get it or not. Got 113k experience and 100 ensouled heads left here, so I think we're going to make it. Just barely. And we did make it. 92 prayer, nothing unlocked. There's no need for prayer levels now that the new spellbook isn't coming out, but with 92 prayer, I now get an extra prayer point restored with both super restores and pray pots, so take something like Tomb of Damascus, I now have 24 more prayer points to use throughout the raid. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, but every level helps. I think that's basically everything I want to get done before Desert Treasure 2 comes out. I still have one more day to go, and I think I'm just gonna give myself a little break and chill at Redwoods here. I'm currently banking up some logs for birdhouse runs. Now that I did that whole 90 hunter grind with the red chins, I'm able to actually farm redwood birdhouses, but I need redwood logs, and I got nothing better to do and need some woodcutting levels. Speaking of a woodcutting level, I was hoping that I was going to get it during this clip, and the log came in just in time. We're halfway to 99, and it's going to be a lot of redwood logs to get 99 woodcutting. I really like the new 4.5 minute AFK here. It's so much better than the 1 in 11 chance of depleting the log. So thank you for the forestry update. That is a long day of woodcutting. Gained myself about 400,000 experience and have over 1,000 redwood logs for my birdhouse run, so that should last me quite a bit. I'm going to do a farm run, and then it's bedtime, and in the morning, we go for Desert Treasure 2. After a nice sleep, Desert Treasure 2 has been released. Let's get to it. Oh, so I guess we get a whole new area, the Stranglewood. This is pretty cool. An extension down to the Kevos lowlands. Very cool. Looks like it's time for the first boss of Vardorvis. I think I kill this one with melee. Also have melee protect and hope for the best. Ooh, first boss complete. Wasn't too bad. We got ourselves temple key. I think they give us some supplies here because we do have to fight something else. But not too shabby. Took me 3 attempts. First one completely blind though. It's time for boss number 2, and I've been told that this one is a T-bow boss. So thankfully, I have the T-bow and I get to use it here. Also, you need shadow spells to stun it, kind of like Abyssal Sire. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's just a lot of gimmicky fighting. It's like a anglerfish. There we go. Leviathan has been Leviathan. This one was a little bit harder. Took me about 5 tries to get it down. 195 coal. On to the next section, boss. I'm loving the puzzles so far. They're really good. The boss fights are interesting, though I think might not enjoy camping them for hundreds of hours for gear upgrades. Okay, the Duke was really easy. I got it very first try. Maybe it's the scythe. But it's just a lot of kiting behind this pillar. I don't know if I'll enjoy doing this long term, especially if you have to like prep the fight every time. Seems like it could be annoying, but hopefully that's only a post-quest thing. Okay, the Whisper is done. That one, I don't know. I didn't like that one that much. But I have the 4th medallion, the Whisper's medallion. So I think I'm almost done the quest now. Quest complete. I finished Desert Treasure 2, The Fallen Empire. I think overall, I rate this as a positive quest. There's some really annoying parts with the puzzle, but the puzzles are all pretty much fun once I got used to them. I think the only one I didn't like was the Whisper. But the rewards right away, I got 5 quest points. I got the Ring of Shadows. I got an Ancient Lamp. And I got the ability to use the Ancient Rings and the access to the final 4 bosses. The reward from this quest is being able to kill the bosses to get the actually good items. But I can go ahead and use this Ancient Lamp on any combat skill. And that's going right into prayer, 100,000 prayer experience. And I also have this Ring of Shadows, which I think gives stats. Yeah, it's basically a worse Brimstone Ring. Guess I don't need to go back to Hydra for that, not that I'd use the Brimstone Ring anywhere. Going forward, I think I gotta start camping the bosses. There are 2 bosses that I want to camp today. First is Vardovis to get the Altar Vestige, which we use to make the Berserker's Ring upgrade, and then I want to go to the Leviathan to get the Venator Vestige, which we use to make the Venator Ring. Basically, the whole idea is I'm going to be working on Virtus, and at the same time, I hope to get the range, melee, and mage ring. Let's start killing some bosses. The first boss I'm going to start with is Vardorvis. I'm really not going to be able to pronounce that well, but I'm probably just going to call it Vard or something stupid like that. And I think the Strangle Tablet is a very common drop, which we can add to that new ring we got, which gives us a quick teleport to the boss, so I don't need to do this long-ass run. First post-boss kill, not the best. I'm still getting better at it, but that is 25 diamonds.
Had a bit of a bad experience at the Vardussi, and I'm down to move on to another boss. We're going to go over to the Leviathan, and I think I'll probably come back here once I get a little more up to speed, and I've actually had a good sleep after doing a quest for 6 hours in one day. And other players are going to develop strategies that make kills a lot easier. So I'm going to go to the Leviathan, which I think I can handle, and wait on Vardorvis.
All right, my first collection log drop. This is the Scarred Tablet, which I believe is the teleport that allows us to get right to the boss. So instead of having to use this Amulet of the Eye, I think I can just go ahead and use the Ring of the Shadows. Now, in order to actually use this, you need to charge it with runes, and I'm going to add, let's say, 400 charges. Now, I think if I teleport, yeah, I can go to the vault. I can also go to the Scar, and as I get the other teleports from the other bosses, I can teleport to each of them. Oh! Oh! Okay, I got a Awakener's Orb, which is, I thought it was a really good unique. But it's actually just a duplicate, or not a duplicate item, but it's just an item that allows you to challenge the like super hard mode version of the boss, which knowing my current skill level, I'm probably not going to be doing. It's a bit unfortunate that that's not on the collection log. Would have been nice to get a collection log pop up, but hey, it's 2 mil more bank value, or I guess 1.3 mil more bank value. I'll put it in my tab of things I really don't need, but I also don't want to destroy. That is 10 kills at the Leviathan, and I think I've kind of figured it out. I've gotten the enraged phase down a little bit more. Yeah, so maybe I'm going to work towards getting up to 50 total kills. We'll see how much longer this crystal is going to last. That's the best drop yet, 40 Runite or 450k. Unfortunately, the Runite loot tracker isn't working for the Leviathan, so I actually don't know what my total value is now, but I would guess maybe a mil, maybe mil and a half. It's not too high on a per kill basis. You gotta be... They put bronze arrows on this boss's drop table? What the hell? I'm not keeping those. Another one. Another one. Through 25 kills at the boss. Things are going pretty well. Still only have the scarred tablet on the collection log. Hopefully I can get this Venator Vestige or one of the pieces of Verdus soon. I did get a second Awakened Orb. Maybe in the future I'll be able to try out some hard mode. But onwards and upwards to 50 KC. Another one? That's 3? Hot damn. Oh, at least I upgraded from bronze to mithril arrows. What's 195 divided by 1.5? 130? That's a suspiciously round number. I think my theory is that sub 330 kills get 1.5 times common. Alright, that is 50 kills at the Leviathan. Been a really good start to the first day, but the commons absolutely suck here. Like, I got 54 rune arrows, 57 iron ore, 300 smoke runes. Like, I had that one runite ore drop, but past that, I've gotten like 10k, 20k a kill. It's pretty bad, so I'm hoping I can pick up a unique very soon here. Successful first day, got myself the quest, learned the Leviathan, and got 50 kills. I'm looking forward to the next video where I grind out some Verdus. As always, if you enjoyed, leave a like or comment down below. And past that, I'll catch you on the next one.